Do you ever think about your feet? If you're like most people, my guess is that you probably don't unless they're bothering you or like you've got something like plantar fasciitis or some kind of pain in your feet. Well, in today's wellness video, I'm going to invite you to remember your feet, and to do it often. I'm going to show you a technique for how to do that, and the reason why is because your feet are the key for more than you might realize for the health and well-being of your body. And remembering them and giving them a little TLC and some attention goes a really long way. My name is Katrina Peeler. I am a massage therapist and a wellness coach and founder of Living from Center, and this is Wellness Tip Wednesday. Your feet really are a miracle. I'm sure that maybe you know that, but did you know that there are 26 bones in each foot, 33 joints in each foot, and a network of over 100 muscles and tendons and ligaments in each foot, and over 7,000 nerve endings? Your feet work a lot more for your body than I think we give them credit for. They really, if you think about it, they are what is carrying us around, and all of our weight is on them every day. So they really are, as far as physics go, they really are a creation, a geometric creation, and a network of physiological miracleness that really support and carry you. And the thing is, we really take them for granted in lots of unhealthy ways by squishing them into shoes and compacting them all of the time. Our bodies are actually constricting the way that they're meant to operate. Our feet, as I said, have all of these bones and muscles, and they really are meant to spread and support us in the most optimal way. If you think about it, it's almost like when everything is all squished and compacted in the shoes that we can tend to wear, even supportive shoes with all of that like cushioning and everything can it's as if you're walking around like this on stilts. Whereas if you have the ability to have your feet have the mobility and the movability of the toes and all of the foot bones, and that the blood is actually moving through there and they're not just sort of stagnant, then your feet actually operate the way that they were meant to. Our feet are meant to be the parts of us that helps us feel stable, that help us have balance. They kind of help us grip where we need to grip. Our toes need to be able to work well to do that. And our feet are our shock absorbers. So you're gonna have a lot better effectiveness with the shock absorbers of your feet if they are softened and malleable and they really have that kind of resilient give that our tissues could and should have, versus if they're just stiff and we're walking around kind of everything almost fragile and brittle, I want to say. You know how you can feel like it's as if there's just a tightness in your feet. So here's what I want to show you for our little video today. I'm actually going to demonstrate using a tool that myself and my clients, we love. It is specifically a yoga tune-up ball. You could use other massage tools like a tennis ball. I don't recommend them as much as something like this, because this particular kind of massage therapy tool has been created to have like a grippy texture to it, which allows you to go in and massage your feet and all of the fascia and the connective tissue and the skin on your feet in a way that really does grip and soften it. So here's what I want to basically show you. Very, very simple. I'm going to have you zoom in here and see how when you have a ball like this and you literally for just a couple of minutes every day allow the ball to just be underneath your foot. You can see I've got it under the arch of my foot and my heel is on the floor, and just that in and of itself can invite my foot to sort of soften and relax and release and not be just one stiff board, but rather start to drape over it. And then you can start to really invite some moving of your ankle. My heel is on the floor, and as I'm mobilizing and inviting my ankle to tip, it's like making a windshield wiper kind of motion, or I think more of it as like rocking a boat and tipping over a boat. And as I do that and dragging and smooshing, I like that word, smooshing, the ball underneath my foot, all of those muscles and tendons and tissues and bones are getting a nice deep massage in there, and that opens everything up and wakes everything up. This is one position, but I can also put the ball underneath the actual bones, the joint here between my foot and my toe, and do it under there. And I don't know if you can see this, but I've been doing this for a while, so now each of my little bones and each of my parts of my feet are starting to kind of move, separate from each other and be nice and malleable and opened up. When I first started this, it was more like a block and it just felt very stiff. But the more I do it, the more opened up I get. That's going across. You can also roll with it and do some massage rolling the length of each of your toe and foot bones, and across the big toe and the length of the, now I'm all the way out here on the pinky toe, and oh my goodness, doesn't this feel good. I gotta tell you, then I sometimes will put my toes down and put it underneath my heel. And if you have plantar fasciitis, this can feel, or the beginnings of it, and you're trying to prevent it, this can be very, very helpful because it opens up all of that fascia and connective tissue in your arch and in that heel space, and just makes, I'll tell you the difference. Honestly, when I do that, and then I notice the difference between this foot and this foot, it's amazing to me. The everything just feels like it's more in contact with the floor, and then I'm going to feel more steady and stable. And what this does is all of this, when you open it up and it has more of a way that it's actually interacting with the ground better, that then can affect my knee joint and my hip joint and my back, because now I'm walking with a better gait. I'm walking with more stability, and all of my nerves are sensing what they need to sense, and everything is more woken up. And it really does have a reverberating effect back up into all of the fascia and the connective tissue that runs through the rest of your body, in the way that the rest of your skeleton and joints really are in alignment. When your feet are out of alignment and compacted, you feel it in the rest of your body. You just don't notice and realize that that's part of what the problem is. And when you start paying attention to your feet and remembering your feet, you have a subtle noticing that, wow, I am feeling a little bit better, and I didn't even have to really do much on the actual body parts. It's a beautiful way to have some self-care maintenance. And just the act of paying attention to your feet a little bit like this, it just also feels like you're getting some self-care and self-attention on an emotional level too, because it's kind of fun. It's a neat thing to do. I have a client who, she combines it with brushing her teeth. Every time she goes to brush her teeth, she gets out her football and does her rolling on each. It's like foot flossing along with your dental flossing. You don't forget to take care of your feet. Well, don't forget to take care of your teeth. Don't forget your feet. This was my wellness tip for the week. I hope that you found that interesting, and I would love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to know, one, if you've ever done anything like this. Two, I'm going to go ahead and put a link to these particular balls in the comments because, as I said, I really do recommend using something other than a tennis ball, and definitely don't use something hard like a golf ball. Even lacrosse balls are too hard. You want them to be dense and not like they're gonna not an air-filled ball like the tennis ball, but you also want them um, to be able to have some give, because your foot, you don't want to damage the tissues in your foot. You're not trying to overdo it. You're trying to invite your muscles to open up. So I will leave that information for you, and if you are interested in learning more about how to use tools like this, whether it's on your feet or other parts of your body, I'll leave a link there too, because that is something that I teach and would love to connect with you around that as well. Have a great rest of the week. Don't forget to remember your feet and stay connected to your center.